A shapeless nightmare of clay and flesh is making its way onto the big screen. Another Batman adversary finally steps into the spotlight. Clayface is getting his own movie. Following Superman and the upcoming Supergirl, Clayface is the third film in James Gunn's new DCU. We will tell you all the exciting details known so far, and why this project is anything but ordinary. With Clayface, another classic DC villain finally gets his time to shine. But let's be honest, fans might be familiar with the character, but for many moviegoers, the name is unlikely to ring a bell. So what exactly is this character all about? Clayface has his comic origins in the 1940s. Since then, there have been several versions with different real names and origin stories. However, all incarnations are opponents of Batman. Clayface has the ability to change his shape at will. These powers make him a dangerous and unpredictable adversary in battle. Additionally, he can perfectly impersonate other people, allowing him to carry out his sinister plans by cunning and trickery. According to initial information, the story of the film will focus on the second Clayface, named Matt Hagen. He is a failed actor whose face is disfigured by a gangster. For this reason, he turns to a scientist in hopes of restoring his normal appearance, but the treatment fails. Exposure to an experimental chemical turns the protagonist into a monster. In recent years, DC has shown that heroes are not the only ones who can deliver exciting stories. Anti-heroes are increasingly taking center stage in both movies and series. Most notably, Joker told the story of a true villain, and did so with massive success. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey also focus on rather unconventional characters, while series like Peacemaker and The Penguin have proven especially popular as well. The lead role is played by Tom Rhys-Harries. Until now, the actor has mostly been seen in supporting roles. For example, in the Apple TV Plus series Suspicion. The scientist, Dr. Caitlin Bates, is a newly created character for the film. She is played by Naomi Ackie. According to early information, her character is the CEO of a startup. Her fiancé, John, on the other hand, is a detective portrayed by actor Max Minghella. Also part of the cast is the well-known supporting actor Eddie Marsan. Over the years, Clayface has been reimagined multiple times in comics, animated series, and video games. Now, director James Watkins and screenwriters Mike Flanagan and Hossein Amini are developing their own version. The previous projects by Watkins and Flanagan give us a hint as to the direction their interpretation might take. Both filmmakers primarily work within the horror genre. Watkins has directed movies such as Speak No Evil starring James McAvoy and The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe. Meanwhile, horror expert Flanagan has made a name for himself with movies like Dr. Sleep and a number of hit series, including The Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass. Clayface is being produced by the Batman mastermind Matt Reeves, among others. However, it appears there was some dissatisfaction behind the scenes with Mike Flanagan's initial draft of the screenplay. According to entertainment outlet The Wrap, Hossein Amini has been brought in to revise the script. Among other projects, Amini previously penned the screenplay for the acclaimed crime thriller Drive. In comparison to the other films in the DCU, James Gunn said that Clayface will be something completely different. He believes it is important that not every movie follows the style of Superman. Instead, Gunn prefers to work with various filmmakers who bring distinct visions to his DCU projects. This helps ensure that the audience won't get bored with the same old approach. Clayface is even supposed to be a genuine horror film. That's why we are especially curious about the perspective from which the movie will be told. Will we stay close to the villain and experience a tragic story similar to Joker? But then, how will the horror aspect work if there is no scary threat from the outside? There is already a clue about the filmmaker's vision. The movie is said to be reminiscent of David Cronenberg's body horror classic The Fly. That story primarily explores how the gradual transformation of one's body slowly turns someone into a monster, both physically and psychologically. We witness not only the villain story, but also that of the people around him. In the case of Clayface, presumably the scientist and the detective. We believe the character will only fully become the familiar monster towards the end of the film. This could also explain why Batman is unlikely to appear in the story, at least not yet. Clayface does sound like a bold experiment for the superhero genre. We are eagerly looking forward to seeing what really awaits us in the end. The movie is scheduled to hit theaters on September 11th, 2026. What do you think? Can DC and horror go together? And which other villains deserve their own movie? Write your opinion in the comments. We are excited to read what you think.